And then you brought up rioting. Really? I thought maybe, there was some, like, gay riot that I hadn't heard of that happened recently or something like that. But the only gay riots that have really happened are the Stonewall Riots and the White Night Riots. The Stonewall Riots happened in 1969, and the White Night Riots happened in 1979. Both of these happened before you were even born. The last one, the most recent one, and I'm 11 years older than you, it happened just a year after I was born. So, I mean, these happen in a much different environment for gay rights than we have today. It's not like people today are going out in the streets and rioting. These were over very serious issues. The Stonewall Riots were about police that were raiding gay bars in New York City. The White Night Riots were about the death of Harvey Milk, and about how the gentleman who killed him, named Dan White, he only got, I think it was 5 years. He only got 5 years in prison. He killed both Harvey Milk and George Moscone, who was the mayor, and he was planning on killing 2 other people. And he only got 5 years in prison, and he only got convicted of voluntary manslaughter. And have you ever heard of the Twinkie defense? That's what they used to get him off. Supposedly they said he was depressed, and the fact that he had eaten tons of junk food before the murders was proof of how depressed he was. They called it the Twinkie defense because it was like the junk food proved that he was depressed. And I mean, as a conservative, I would think that you would be compassionate toward somebody not getting a very harsh sentence for killing 2 people, murdering 2 people. Not just any people, but public officials. These were politicians running the city. And so that was the White Night Riots, and that was the most recent one, which is 1979. And you mentioned destroying property, and I guess that relates to the riots. And you said spray painting rainbows? Really? I've never heard of this. I don't know where you're getting your information. I looked up gay graffiti just to see if maybe there really were a lot of cases of this. Interestingly enough, I would say that I didn't get any results, but I actually got a lot of results. The thing is the word gay was always either, it always either came after the word anti or before the word hate. This is homophobic graffiti that there were all these cases of. Okay, then you said, why gay pride? There's no straight pride, and then you said there's no Catholic pride or Southern Baptist pride or Pentecostal pride. I don't know what religion has to do with this. We're talking about sexuality. First of all, there are straight people that march in the gay pride parade, that are advocates of their own particular sexuality. That happens in, I think, every gay pride across the U.S., as far as I know, as far as I'm aware of. But the point is, straight pride is every day. Seriously, straight pride is every day. Like I was saying before, I can go out any day of the week and I can find heterosexual people holding hands, kissing, making out, having their arms wrapped around each other, all sorts of these intimate contacts with each other. And it's perfectly fine. Nobody bats an eye. And I don't have a problem with that. I mean, even if it's not something that I'm interested in, I don't have a problem with it. And so I don't understand why other people would have a problem with me when it's not something that they're interested in. But anyway, gay pride is that one day. Sometimes it's a weekend. In a few places, I think it might even be a week. But, it's that one time of year, short little time of year, when gay couples can hold hands. They can kiss. They can caress each other in public. And if you go to a gay pride, I know you said you've been to a gay pride and you were disgusted by it and you're never going to one again. If you ever get a chance to go to another one, I suggest you do. And don't focus on the people in the floats. Don't focus on the people in the flashy costumes and the skimpy bathing suits. Don't focus on that. Look at the crowd. Look at the crowd. The vast majority of people in the crowd are going to be dressed like you and me. The only difference is the guys are going to be holding their boyfriends and their husbands and their partners' hands, and the girls are going to be holding their girlfriends and wives and partners' hands. And, there might be some kisses, there might be some caressing, but it's not going to be anything. I mean, there's probably going to be a few outrageous cases, but for the most part, it's not going to be much different than what you see straight people doing every day. And, this is just one time out of the year that we get to express our emotions in public. That's it. That's all we ask for. Well, that's not all we ask. We'd like for it to be every day, but I mean, right now, we only get one day. And everybody's making a big deal out of it. Anyway, so you kept saying in your video, for these people that you were criticizing the gay community, you kept telling them to grow up. And I really hate to say it, but I think that you're the one that needs to grow up. I really do. And I'm not just saying that because I'm older than you. I'm saying that because I think that your attitude is immature. I know a lot of people much older than me who have the same attitude as you. And it's a very immature attitude. And it's so anyway, I don't like telling people to grow up because that's such a demeaning thing, and just to tell people, oh, grow up. But since you said that to your detractors, I'm just going to throw it right back at you. And I'm going to say that no, it's you. You need to look in the mirror. You need to look in the mirror and you need to analyze your own opinions. And you need to see why some of your own opinions are immature. And so anyway, you basically ended the video saying, you guys are, immature and flaunting your sexuality and all this other stuff, and then you wonder why people spit on you and beat you up. I'm paraphrasing. I don't know what your exact words were, but so basically, you're saying that we bring hate crimes onto ourselves, and this is always a bad argument, no matter what crime it is. To blame the victim for a crime, it is always a bad idea. And the thought crossed my mind for a second. I wonder. I mean, I wouldn't wish any harm to come to anybody, really, but I definitely don't wish any harm to come to you. But the thought crossed my mind of, I wonder what would go through your head if you were the victim of a hate crime. And and at first I thought, wow, maybe that would change his mind. But actually, I kind of doubt it. I kind of think you would say, oh, they're just confusing me with those flamboyant, liberal gays that are all over the media. And the point is, homophobes don't care. They don't care whether you're flamboyant. They don't care whether you're conservative. And by that I don't mean politically. I mean like in the way that you look, and the way that you dress, and the way that you act. In that sense, I'm conservative. They don't care about any of that stuff. All they care is that you're a fag. And that is why they commit crimes against you. And I'm going to end there.